Okay people, this is himself. Welcome to another Tekken 7 Marduk guide. In this video, we're going to take a look at wall bounce. This is going to include setups, properties and some high damage combos, so stick around for that. So Marduk has two wall bounce moves. One of them is back 3+4. This is an 18 frame high that does 30 damage. On block it's -14, which sounds bad, but if you look at it, the move actually has pushback, and that means that some players will not punish it or punish it incorrectly. Now what the move also has is range. You can hit them from some way out, and that makes it a good whiff punisher. The other wall bounce moves is VTS F+2, aka power straight. This comes out of his stance, so it's a bit awkward. Now on block it's -14, but it has less pushback, so unlike the kick, you will get punished here. With regard to setups, there's pretty much nothing for the kick. At 18 frames, there's no way you can frame trap. The power straight though is a bit more interesting because this move is a power crush, and that means we do have some options. One of these is the 1-2 punches. With these we can VTS cancel and push them towards the wall. Once they get sick of blocking, they'll use a mid, and that's when we crush and bounce. Now if you're having trouble with the cancel, don't worry, I've already done a video showing an easy way to input it, so if you want to see that, there's a card in the corner and a link in the description. Next setup, F3+4, aka shoulder bash. This is a fast, high unblockable, but you can cancel it into the stance. When that happens, people think it's their turn, but if you're fast enough, you can still power crush them. Now some people are sharp. What they'll do is duck as soon as they see the sparks. But remember, power straight is a mid, and that means it's still going to hit them. Third setup, spinning hammer. Now this one's a bit risky because the cancel puts you at minus frames, but some people are unfamiliar with the move and they don't react quickly, so against them it's still possible to crush. Fourth setup, up back 1+2. On block this puts you at -7, so in theory you'll crush anything slower than 15 frames. The thing is, the move forces crouch, and in this situation most people will just block, so it is a bit risky. Last setup, sidestep 2. This is probably the best of the bunch. The regular version is -3, but the stance entry is +2, and that means that nothing will interrupt your crush. Also, that +2 opens up some other options. One of them is while standing 1. This is 11 frames, so nothing will interrupt it. It also has two extensions. One of them is the 2. This is a duckable high, but it's safe, and on count it, it's guaranteed. It is also delayable. The other extension is 3+4. This puts you back into stance and you're at -7. But on hit it's +3, so there is some reward. Now once people get familiar with these, they're just going to stand and block. So to discourage that, we can use lows. The sweep is a bit slow, but down 1+2 is only 17 frames, and in some cases we can even get a wall splat. The downside though is that it is -39. The alternative is throws, and the good thing is that VTS throws are command throws. The breaks are specifically 1 or 2, which is way better than generic throws. Now I will be covering the Oki for these in a future video, so if you want to see that when it comes out, make sure you subscribe. For combos, Marduk has 3 different ranges. The first is point blank. Here we can use FF2 to stabilize the combo, and then an ender of your choice. At 1 step out, the filler is F+2-1. This is good damage, and most wall combos are possible. The exception is during rage. Here you might want to do the toss up, and in that case don't use F+2-1, use this instead. This preserves the tailspin for later, and that means you can land the rage drive. At 2 steps out you can do this. The shoulder puts them high and the kick does good damage. That combo is also what you want to use for balcony breaks. Neither move is a tail spinner, so you still have that downstairs. The exception is on jungle outpost. Here the next wall is actually quite close, so what you can do is squeeze in up 4-3 and still get a second wall splat. The other situation is floor breaks. The temptation here is to splat and break, but for guaranteed damage you want to use the air suplex. If you have rage, you want to do the same kind of thing, but the combo is a little different. If you want to max out the damage though, splat and headbutt is the way to go. After the break, use the toss up and tailspin from BTS. This then allows you to do the rage drive and 100 damage is possible. Now in my next Marduk video, I'll be covering the shove, including a secret way to increase its plus frames. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. In the meantime, check out my other videos and also follow me on Twitter. There's numerous short clips to upload that don't get a full video and you might be missing out.